What's up from 50 States My Way? It's Ashley and Ryan is hiding in the corner. You'll see him here in a second. It's Thanksgiving weekend and I don't know about you, but for us, that means we are decorating our Christmas trees. I say trees because the big one, yes, has already been finished. If you can't tell, we love ornaments. And most importantly, one of the things that Ryan and I love to do is collect ornaments that really symbolize and showcase our travels. So of course, when running the 50 states, we have to have a running tree. It's little today. I have a feeling in the next couple years, we're going to have another bigger tree, and eventually it's going to rival the main tree. So with that, come with us as we decorate our little running tree, and we'll showcase and talk about some of the runs that we've already done in our journey across the 50 states. Like, subscribe, and comment down below, and let's get decorating. So our first state, we're actually going to be redoing because again, this is pre-vlogging races, and instead of me just putting up pictures and talking about it, we're going down again to Cincinnati, Ohio for the 25th anniversary of Flying Pig. So Disney was my first official 10K, my first without stops and to see characters. A couple months later was the Ohio Flying Pig 10K, which if you're looking for a race in Ohio, Flying Pig all the way. Without question, without reservation. I love you, Columbus, but Flying Pig is an all-weekend party. It is amazing, and you're gonna see it. Stay tuned for the video for that in 2023, because you'll really get a sense of why we love our first official state, Ohio, at the Flying Pig. All right, state number 2 was Michigan, where we ran the Charlevoix Marathon. So when you're in Charlevoix, I don't know if you're aware of this, the best thing to go and hunt for are Petoskey and Charlevoix stones. So we got, I don't know if you can see it, a Charlevoix, or I'm sorry, this is a Petoskey stone, or Petoskey stone, depending on how you say it correctly, that's in the shape of Michigan. So Ryan, go ahead and put this one up on the tree. All right, Ryan, what was state number 3? New York, right? I feel like it was New York.
It was New York.
It was New York. Okay, so in New York, we went to Corning. It's right there. The Corning Glass Marathon. I think I did a 10, what did I do there?
5K.
A 5K. I did a 5K there. So at the Corning Glass Museum, we got a ornament. Let me go over here because Brian keeps getting in the frame. That's completely made out of glass, and we went to the Museum of Glass. So what we tend to do when we go on our runcations and we pick out ornaments, we try to find metals that either really showcase the location that we go to, or the race, or the state in general. It really, really depends. And that's become our quest. What is that one ornament that really embodies where we went to and what we did during that runcation, which you'll see in some of our upcoming ornaments. The next one is Virginia Beach. So we have a nice little turtle family with Virginia Beach, Virginia on it, and it looks like this was made by a local artisan there. So Virginia Beach. On St. Patrick's Day, epic after party, and the year that we did this, it was actually on Ryan's birthday. So I did the 5-miler and he did obviously the full marathon, but he ran the 5-miler with me as well. It was gorgeous. You run on the boardwalk of the beach. The marathon runners run all the way up to the lighthouse. It's a epic party, a great fun time, and it's sponsored by Yingling. We have already showcased that marathon in a vlog, so we'll put a link to that video in the description down below. All right, from Virginia Beach to the other side of the country, our first time in the state of Washington, where we ran the Olympia 5-miler and marathon. And I absolutely love this ornament, which shows an orca carving, and I saw it and I had to have it. It's made out of wood and it's seriously one of my favorites. It was a great race, and oh my gosh, so much to see and do in Olympia.
All right, this one is from Hatfield McCoy from West Virginia. So Hatfield McCoy, you have two different options to either run this one. So you can run either for Kentucky or West Virginia. In this case, we decided to do for West Virginia in this case. But the fun thing about that race is it offers two different halves. First half is either in West Virginia or second half is in Kentucky. So it is your choice on what race you want to do. You can even do both states if you want to in one shot.
And what's our ornament? This
one is a coal ornament, in which the history of coal in West Virginia is very important to know. It is part of their livelihood.
We then went to Bourbon Country, which was the Louisville Marathon and 10K, which was really nice. It was running like a park. And because we were in Louisville, we did a whole bunch of bourbon tasting, and we stopped off in Frankfort, Kentucky, which was right near there, and stopped at my favorite distillery, Buffalo Trace. So when doing a race, I don't care what race you're doing in the state of Kentucky, bourbon barrel is the ornament of choice because bourbon and Kentucky, they kind of go well together. The one race that everybody talks about for Kentucky is the Kentucky Derby Race Marathon, which is in Lexington, very hilly. And if I ever get crazy enough to think about doing a half, I will totally have to check out the Urban Bourbon, which is in Louisville, and I hear it's just absolutely amazing. So my little bourbon barrel for Kentucky. So obviously we would be further along than state number 13. Something called COVID got in the way of our runcations. And this was our very, very last runcation before everything got shut down and canceled during 2020. In January of 2020, we got to go to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and New Orleans. So of course we have our Mardi Gras gator ornament. Ryan got to hold an alligator. I got to hang out on Bourbon Street. And the race in Baton Rouge, honestly, for a state capital, it has the largest, no, I'm sorry, the tallest. It is the tallest state capitol building, and you can go up to the top. There's a entire like food fest at the finish line over the course of 2 days. So much yummy food. So many great things to see. And I loved how Baton Rouge was just a smaller size capital. You didn't feel like you were in a capital. So lots of really great fun things to do.
You did the quarter?
Feel like it was a quarter.
No, she did the quarter marathon.
Feel like it was a quarter. And then of course Ryan did the marathon. And yep. I feel like, didn't you do the quarter with me so that you could get some kind of fancy plate?
I did the quarter marathon and I did the full thing so I can get the crawdad plate. I thought it was very interesting thought in terms of Louisiana cuisine that was very appropriate. And such good food. She is right. The festival, the food is fantastic.
And if you do the December Mississippi race, that's Gulf Coast, I think is what it's called, Biloxi. It's on our list for Mississippi. If you do that one in December and then do the Baton Rouge one in January, they call that the Beach to Bayou, and you get a special medal. So for those who like the challenge things and the lumpy things, Ryan, it just didn't make sense for us to do the Beach to Bayou because we would have had to do a vacation in December and then go back to that area in January. And it would have just been too much at that time. But yeah, so this was our last pre-COVID race. So now up next is what should have been done in 2020, but we had to postpone it until 2021 when racing came back. So,
that's true.
So Carmel, Indiana was such a cute town right outside of Indianapolis, Indiana. And it is America's coolest city in a roundabout way because it has the largest concentration of roundabouts in a city. So if you don't like roundabouts, don't go there. But super cute city. Lots of fun statues. We had a blast there. Again, we'll put a link to the video from our trip there. We stopped at the Indianapolis Speedway, which was incredible.
Fun.
We did the Children's Museum in Indianapolis, and we loved Carmel. It was such a great weekend trip getting back into things from coming out of COVID. I think I did the, see, I'm forgetting the distances that I do because I mix and match. Ryan, of course, did the marathon.
I think you did the 10K.
I feel like it was a 10K. I really do. I feel like it was a 10K. Eventually, we'll do a video showcasing our medals. But yeah, I think I did the 10K. We're going to have to go back and look at our footage, look at our video to figure that out because, again, I can't remember. Feels like the 10K, though. But it was a great race all the way around, and we loved staying and hanging out in Carmel. So this is that ornament.
Fun fact about Carmel, it has over 100 roundabouts, so this heads up on that one. They are not kidding. I think they said 134?
No idea.
Give or take. It was somewhat ridiculous, but they're still building more apparently. So this heads up on that one. Check out our video.
We don't showcase the roundabouts in any of our vlogs, though.
Fortunately, we did not. So
we weren't thinking ahead.
No, we were not.
All right, I think. See, the fun thing about decorating a Christmas tree is you have to find the perfect spot. And I feel like that's a good spot for that one. Probably my favorite runcation destination to date. We've loved everywhere we've gone, but there's just something magical about Utah. Utah was next. I did the 10K, Ryan did the marathon. And we journeyed down to Arches National Park and Canyonlands. We stayed in a teepee, and I mean, there are just no words to talk about the beauty and the majesty that the state of Utah holds. We went from the mountains, we saw the Great Salt Lake, and then went to the desert. And then, of course, Ryan got to play Forrest Gump when we went down to Monument Valley, and he ran on Forrest Gump Hill. Again, all of those videos we can link in the description down below, but it was just an absolutely epic trip.
Mama. Okay, this medal is from Georgia. It is Chickamauga or Chickamauga. I forget how they pronounce it. My friend Sandy told me I pronounced it wrong.
We never say it right. So to all of the people who live down in Chickamauga, my brain and my mouth want to add an N. I know there's no N. Chickamauga, Georgia. I'm sorry. We always say it wrong. But suffice it to say, we absolutely loved our Georgia Runcation. And Ryan, go ahead and what's the medal? Or not medal, what's the ornament?
This ornament is Wanderer Brigade Monument.
The Wilder Brigade Monument.
Which you can climb up there. It is, I think, 3 stories, I do believe, that we climbed up the stairs. And the staircase is narrow. The day that we went, it was after the race and everything else. We had to deal with coming up the stairs and then worry about a bunch of kids looking over, because if we swear they look like they were about to tip over that day. Plus, it was windy that day. So I was like, please don't fall. But it was just the most beautiful sight I have ever seen. Seeing the overview of the battlefield itself was wonderful.
Another nice thing about that race is it happens on Veterans Day or Veterans Day weekend. I did the 5K and Ryan, of course, did the marathon. And you get to start each race with cannon fire. So it's epically cool and really does celebrate veterans. And the best part is that it is a national military park. So you get to actually run this race on a national park property, which is really cool. We've made it to 2022. So far, we've done 2 runcations this year, and we are about to leave on our next one, which we'll talk about at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Our first race that we did in 2022, I had to think about what year we're in, was Ryan's favorite for the epically big medal, Little Rock, Arkansas. Amazing place, amazing state. We saw so much there. The medal that we got is actually really cool. For those of you who remember the state commemorative quarters, that's what it is. It's literally the state quarter for Arkansas put in a just really cool little metal ornament. Super cute. Amazing event. You go for the bling. Great city, great support. The mile markers are actually a permanent fixture in Arkansas and in Little Rock. I walked, because this is post-surgery, Ashley. So I walked the 10K about 3 months after my surgery, kicked my butt, but I still rocked it, still came in under the time limit, and Ryan had a blast doing the marathon. Last state of so far.
The last middle of the year, we had the opportunity to go to Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. All right. This one is a picture of a train. which is very iconic because the train runs through the valley itself. But it also takes you all the way for both races for the 7-miler, but also it takes you to the start point to the marathon as well. Because this is the point-to-point race, and this is one of the iconic trains that they use to get there.
Yep. And the race, both the 7-miler and the marathon, take place on the Lehigh Gorge Trail. So it is technically a trail race. And like Ryan said, the train takes you out to the starting point and then you run the trail back. So it's a point to point. And Jim Thorpe is the Switzerland of Pennsylvania. It was gorgeous. It's right in the mountains. And of course, we stopped at Gettysburg on the way home. So there you have it, runners. And here we go. This is where we're going for state number 14, finishing out 2022. It will be Rocket City 5K for me, and the 5K, 10K, and marathon for Ryan because he wanted to do the hat trick. So we're going to Huntsville, Alabama, and of course we're going to look for a rocket ornament because we're going to Rocket City, and we're super excited. We will be heading there in December. And stay tuned for lots and lots and lots of footage because we've got a really amazing runcation planned. So with that, let's check out our Run Santa Run epic runcation and running tree, which yes, still has space for more. Don't let Ryan fool you. There's still plenty of room on this tree. Not even showing you the back because we have ornaments in the back as well. He's doing the theme song to Jaws. Anyhow, like, subscribe, and comment down below. And thanks for watching. And most importantly, for those who celebrate, Merry Christmas. And we can't wait to continue running and traveling with you. Run 50 States My Way.